Hi there. Hi, Karen. Just waiting for the buffer to catch up with me here. Oh, hang on. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Should be okay now. Let me know if it's not okay. I think it's okay. Hi there. I'm Casey Christensen, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in West Kelowna, BC, where it's not very West Kelowna-ish today. It's kind of dark and gloomy, but that's okay. We can't have sunshine all the time. So, hi Cam. Nice to see you. Nice to see you both today. So I want to play with something today that I'm not going to post this. I'm involved in a it's called an Insta Hop. And it's West Coast Creators, which is the group that I belong to. And as being my downline, Kim, you also have access to that group. And I can invite you to it if you like. There's all kinds of things you can do there. So the West Coast Creators every month do an Insta Hop. And so what it is we all make a card based on a certain criteria, and then we all post it to the Instagram. And there's a large group of us. So if you go to one of ours, you'll then be directed to all the rest of us, and you can see everybody's cards. And they're all made with new product, which is cool, right? So you can see all kinds of new things that are. Oh, sorry, I've lost something. It's this darn mouse. As soon as I touch it, something goes haywire. So I never know where to put it so that I won't touch it, but so that it won't be in the way either. Okay, so today I'm going to use a few new things. We are going to work with the tulips again, just because that's the theme of my Insta card. So I'm going to work with the Starry Night DSP. I'm going to do my tulips in this, I believe it's Daffodil Delight. Yes, it is Daffodil Delight. We're going to use do a little dauber action on there with some color. But I'm going to start with this great die that I got that I'm so excited about. I got a little extra mail today, so I've got some new things. Check out this die. This is amazing. I love this die. It's just dots, okay? So let's just have a look at this first. We're also going to play with the flowering tulips you've seen. We're also going to play with this new set, which is Charming Sentiments, and each one of these sentiments has a die cut that gives you the effect of fussy cutting around the letters. Wait till you see it. It's brilliant. I think that's the smartest thing ever invented. So let's just I'm going to get my magnetic plate out. Now, unfortunately, these magnetic plates are not going to be sticking around. It turns out that they're not the best thing since sliced bread, even though I thought they were. Well, I still kind of think they are. So if you purchased one, you will be automatically refunded for it. It seems to be a difficult thing to perfect. This is not the first time we've come out with it and then not kept it. Okay, so it seems to be maybe a bit of a difficult thing to get exactly right. So, but there it is. That's my dot thing on my dot die on my magnetic plate. Let's cut this out. I'm doing a little bit on my big shot and a little bit on my smaller one, just because not everything fits on the smaller one. So here we are, and it makes a little bit of a mess. You're going to have dots everywhere, but look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing? I just love it. I just think it's the coolest thing. And then you put that on top of something of a color, and look what you're going to get. Isn't that great? I was even thinking it might be fun to have different colors behind it, like cut strips of color and have different colors in behind it. Okay, so well, I won't take the time to tidy that up at the moment. Let me just get the excess off. Now, this leaves you with perfect little teeny tiny circles. So if you wanted to, you could, and I did, but I can't find it. If you wanted to, you could hang on to them because they're perfect little circles, right? So you could hang on to them and use them inside a shaker card or something like that, right? I don't know if I'll ever use them. I'm just hanging on to them because Well, they're so cute. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So let's just put that aside. So I've done that. I'm just going to scrape this off. Get my little bits off. And I want to talk to you a little bit about these, okay? See how they warp and stuff? Well, I had seen someone suggest on the internet, I'll show you on my small one, that when you put your embossing machine away at night when you're done or whatever, to put it away, here are my 2 plates, and to roll these halfway into the machine. And I'm not going to bet my life on it, but I've been doing it for a few days, and I'm pretty sure there's less warp in my plates, okay? Not going to swear to it, but it's worth a try. I've been doing it with the little one. I'm just starting now to do it with the big one because I did notice a difference. So we'll see how that goes. So I've got my piece here, and I've done my card. This is your 11 by 4 1/4, and then scored at 5 1/2. I do want to have a taller card because one of the things I like about the tulips, I like when they look tall, when the stems look long and the tulips look tall. I like that quite a bit. So what I'm going to do here is I'm getting a piece of, I had a piece out. Please tell me, I don't know where it went. I had some pieces of paper out, and then all of a sudden, when there's like 1 second left to go on my live, the pieces of paper weren't there anymore, and I have no idea what I did with them. So I'm going to be pretty sad if I can't find the piece that I need for this card, and it's starting to look, oh, there, maybe that's it. There it is. Okay, thought I lost it. I was saying to my friend, I was stamping with my friend today, and I was saying, I think it would be so fun to have a hidden camera in my room right above me so that I can go back and look and see how the heck it is that I lose things so darn quickly. How do I do that? I had everything all organized for my live, and then 2 seconds before my live, I'm like, oh my God, where's that? Oh my God, what did I do with that? It seems to be the story of my life. So, but that's okay. Not complaining. It's what makes my life interesting. So I'm going to use, on my chart of layers, I'm going to use the layer 1 measurement. That chart can be found on my Instagram page, and you can print that if you want to. But my layer 1 for US and Canada, you're starting with your card base of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and my layer 1 is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go with that measurement. I don't always, but I'm going to go with that measurement for this particular card, because there's a little method to my madness. So that's 4 by 5 1/4. And this is the In Color DSP. This stuff is phenomenal. I really, really love it. There's so many colors. They're 6 by 6 inch sheets. See, I've really used a lot of mine, but it's all the In Colors and all kinds of great designs on there. So that's what I'm using for this. So I'm going to start by laying down my first layer, and let's see how we go. I got a brand new roll of tape in here, so it's working much better than the last one. I don't know what happens. Sometimes I guess it's my last roll was a little bit faulty, but not faulty enough to return it or do anything about it, but sometimes I couldn't get it to start quite right. So pardon my hair, but I need to do this to get my piece in, or maybe I don't. I want to get this really nice and straight. That is my downfall. I sometimes struggle to get things straight, and I try not to beat myself up over it. But in the end, I do like things to be nice and straight. So this next piece, I'm going to leave at, what did we say it was? That was 5 1/4. So this is going to be 5 1/4 inches tall, okay? Ish. I'm going to say ish because I have a method to my madness here. Okay, so what I want to do is, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use my little cutter. What I'm aiming to do is I'm going to cut through these circles. See how I have this nice sort of, for lack of a better word, scalloped or postage stamp edge on here? I want that up here too. So what I'm really going to do is cut halfway through those circles. So now I have it on the top as well as on the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to start by cutting off halfway through the circles right there. And then I'll decide what I want for the width of this card, because I don't really necessarily need it to be covering up all of that paper. So I'm thinking let's do a cut and see what we think of it. I'm thinking about there will be good. Yes, I think I like that, because I want my tulips to be tall and slim, okay? Tall and slim. That's what I want to be. Tall and slim. Never going to happen. But we can wish. We can wish. You've been trying, Kim, to leave your plates inside the machine? I think it's working. I really do think it's working. I wouldn't swear to it. It could be just wishful thinking. But I do have a feeling that it's working. So let's get some minis here. I know I have some. I'm trying to use up my bits, so this is really a mess. Okay, that one's got to go because it's just sticking to me. I'm trying to use up my edges and whatnot on these. I don't like to waste anything, so I'm trying very hard. There we go. We have some minis. I'm not opening up any new packages until I've used up all of the little edges. Like, I like to use up all of these little outside edges, which would otherwise, some people actually throw those out. I don't know why, but some people throw those out. So I'm just going to use some mini dimensionals here, and you've got plenty of room to do that on this holy thing. You got lots of room in there for mini dimensionals. Let's just pop some of those in. And I think we'll do a couple in the middle, because we're doing it sort of longwise. So just wherever you can fit them. How about one there and one there? That works. Okay. So let's get my tools. So you guys have no idea how intense the training is for Mark's Work Warehouse. My goodness sakes, you'd think I was going to work for the government or something. I have to take chemical training. I have to take fire retardant training. I have to take recycling training. It's intense. It's intense. I was pretty worried about it, but as it turns out, I guess I'm smarter than I think I am, than holier than thou, yes. I guess I'm smarter than I think I am, because I am scoring, 80 to 100% on all the tests. But there's a lot of them. There's a lot to know. There's really a lot to know. That's not quite even. This is my downfall, people. This is where I struggle, is getting things even. I'm not, like, my husband can put nails in the wall to hang a picture and get them straight and even every time. That's not my thing. That's not what I can do. Okay, so there's my card base, and I'm pretty happy with that. I kind of like that. Doesn't look all that exciting at the moment, but it will, I promise you. It'll get very exciting very soon. So, for the tulips, again, we're going to use a little bit of stamping and a little bit of dies. Let's cut our tulips first. So we've seen these already, these tulip dies. And you'll notice again, I draw around my die shapes. This one got away from me when I drew these. I forgot to draw them when they first came in the package, and this one got away from me. So that's why you want to know. I didn't know I was missing one until I watched a video and thought, wait a minute, I don't have that shape. And I didn't even know I was missing one. So I highly advise, the minute you get this, take them out and draw around them before you even take them off. That way you know if you're missing one. So what I did, I can't fit it on now. So what I did was I just drew a little pencil line there so that I'm at least reminded that one of them is loose. And that's just fine. That works. Okay, so let's get our magnetic plate again. That way we can do these all at the same time. These are mini embossing machine friendly. However, I want to do them all at the same time. So we're going to just pull them off. If I use the big one, I can do all of them at the same time. happened to you today, Kim? Did you lose a die? It's the story of my life. I'm always losing something. I've actually lost some permanently. I actually lost one and vacuumed it up. I actually washed a little tiny photopolymer stamp that said hello and let it go down the bathroom drain. Clever, clever girl. Okay, let's give these a cut. Wait till you see the new catalog, you guys. Mine are supposed to be arriving today, which means they'll get put in an envelope ready to ship to you. Yes, I do that. I do have magnetic sheets too, and I did that all the way along. But I have found that for resale value, if you're going to sell your dies, which I am because I need to keep current, and if I sell my dies that are no longer, or my supplies that are no longer current, that gives me more money to buy new current stuff. So people really, really like that everything's in its original format. However, that doesn't mean I couldn't put them on magnet. The thing about magnets is, though, then I don't know if I'm missing one. By drawing on here, I know full well if I'm missing one. And if it's one that I can't draw around, like all of the deckled rectangles and stuff, I can't really draw around those. They're such a tight bundle. So I put the number 8 up on the corner, so I always know that if I don't have 8 of them in the package, don't put them away, find the other one. And that's a common theme for me too, is I often am missing a deckled rectangle, because I'm just not the kind of person that puts everything back the minute I use it. You know what I mean? I'm just not that person. I'm just not. I likely never will be. So this video will get posted right away after, but the picture won't, because I can't post the picture until tomorrow at 7 in the morning. So the picture will be posted to my Facebook page at that time, because I can't put it up ahead of time. So that's fine. That's fine. I just thought it would be fun to do this with you. And on tomorrow, if you want to head over to my Instagram page, Stampin' with Casey, and you click on my picture, and you'll know which one it is because you will have seen the card today, then you can go to the links and see everybody else's cool stuff that they've done, right? So for my bits, here's what I want to do. I'm trying to make a habit every time I use my embossing machine to roll that plate back in, even just between uses, I think is a good idea. Just roll that plate back in, and then I think it's going to get nice and straight. So we're going to do some, I'm only going to do the one leaf. I'm going to do more than one of them, but I'm only going to use the one leaf there. And I need, what do I need from here? Oh, and the one long stem. I don't like the other stem, it feels too fat to me, so I'm going to just use the one long stem. So what we're going to do now is, I'm going to get myself a dauber. Look at my nice clean pack of daubers. I got a nice clean pack. I just got these. I really, really love them. And I've got my picture of things from Stampin' Up! To keep my dots in the right place. I wish this fit in the case, so I'm thinking of maybe being able to shrink it down or something to have it fit in the case. If not, it's right here on my wall and I can see it. So I'm going to get my dauber out. This is Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to take my little guys here and give them a fold. You've seen these before. These are brilliant. I love these things. Now, this one bothers me. This particular one bothers me because, to my way of thinking, it's this smaller one that bothers me. To my way of thinking, if it's a tulip, the fatter part of the tulip should be on the bottom, and it gets thinner as it goes up until it starts to spread out. But no matter how many times I tried to do this tulip, I could not get happy with it on my card. So I ended up scrapping it. But we're going to try it again because I'm nothing if not persistent. So let's get a piece of scrappy paper that I can make a mess of, because I'm going to make a mess of it. No, that won't be a good piece. What have I got here? I'm just going to grab I usually have something kicking around that I can use, but at the moment I don't. Okay, bear with me, I'm just going to pull one of these off. Let's just do it right and get this out, because I am going to make a little bit of a mess, because that's what I do. Oh, 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 don't drop. It'll never be seen again if I drop it. All right. Did you see in the catalog you can buy this stuff in the in colors? It's really pretty. It's just, I mean, it's just paper that you use and throw away, but I'm kind of attracted to the in color set of desk paper. So, all right, so we're going to take our Calypso Coral, great color with this yellow, and we're just going to give our bits some life, okay? So let's just give them a little life. And now let's look at this and see if I like it this time. I didn't like this flower earlier on today, but just give it a little bit of color. And I'm just going to pop it in there, and then I'm going to color this portion here a little, just to give it a little bit of. Okay, I'm liking it a little bit better. I still think this is a funny shaped kind of deal, but I'm liking it a little bit better. So let's put this one together, see what we get. Just a little bit of glue. And then this one, and then this one. See, it's just funny to me how it works, but we'll see. We'll see what we think, okay? I'm just going to tuck that in. I'm not even going to glue it, that top part. I think that's what's bothering me, is that top part. So there's one. And I've just given it a little more life just by adding that little bit of color. I'm going to do the same with this one. Now this one gets one of these inside as well. So we'll give that a little color. Nothing too much. Nothing too much. You can just give this a little dot in here. What are you explaining, Karen? Okay, and this is the one that you're going to tip it in a little bit, all right? You're going to, and it gives it a little bit of depth. This is the one where you just push that leaf in against the side, and then it gives it a little extra wow factor there. And we can go back and color these a little more if we want to. I'm just getting them built at the moment. And then the third one has 3 pieces. So let's just give that a little bit of zhuzhing up there. Not too much, not too much. When we were kids, my mom used to put daisies and tulips in pots and then add food coloring to give them color. I do. I really like daubers, which is why I was being so patient for mine to arrive. I didn't have, well, I had them, but they were kind of old and crusty. They do get old and they do get a little crusty. So so this one, I'm going to put in this one first. This is the 3-part one. So we'll put that in first and match it up to the top. Okay, take it right up to the top. All right, just like so. And then this one. And we might need to add a little bit of, add a little bit of color up at the top there, just to give it a little more life. And then this one, I'm going to flatten this out for the moment, and I'm just going to add a little bit of color there. And it doesn't matter if you, when you're working with your dauber, try and brush the dauber up against the edge of the paper as well, because it gives a really nice effect on the paper, a little dark effect along the edge of the paper there. So try and go for that as well. So it always looks nice. So a little bit of glue here. And then the tiniest little shot of glue right on that little petal edge there. All right, now I'm going to give that a little hold. And I may decide, in fact, I'm going to decide actually, that I'm going to add a little, and I guess that does need just the tiniest little bit of glue there. Let's have a look at this one. This is the one I have trouble getting happy with. It's just, to me, it's a funny shape. Okay, so now you could go back if you wanted to and add a little bit more glue, or a little bit more color around the very edges of your design here. I'm just adding a little bit around the edges, and it seems to give it a lot more motion. Okay, I like them. I think they look really pretty. All right, so let's make ourselves some stems. So I'll need a piece of, I'm going to use a little pear pizzazz. Okay, so this is pear pizzazz. We'll make a few stems. Yep, got one there. Let's use the little guy. I can do it right here. Don't have to leave you. The dauber set I got on Amazon, so because we sell daubers, but I wanted the box and everything for them to, you know, to keep them neat and tidy. And for me, that's important. I'm really trying hard to be organized. Can't say I'm doing a really bang up job of it yet, but I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it. So there's one little stem. Like I say, I'm just using the little ones. I don't know why, but I just like the little ones. I like the little thin one. See if I can get a couple out of this one. I think I can. I'd like 3. I'm a big believer in a stem for every flower. I always think it looks funny on a card when you see a bunch of flowers and there's like one stem coming out. I always think it looks kind of weird. So, come on. Okay. There we go. And let's give it another one. We've got 3 flowers, so let's have 3 stems. That just makes sense to me. So I have an exciting couple of days coming up. My daughter Mandy is coming up for business. Kim, you're funny. My daughter's coming up for business, and they're putting her up in a very nice, in the beach house, which is a very nice hotel attached to a very good restaurant in Kelowna. So I work on Wednesday, and then I'm going to meet her. Oh, goodness me. There it goes. It's all on the floor. Oh, I hope I can see it. Can I see it? Yep. I got it. I got it. Okay. All right, so there's my 3 stems. Now I need to do some leaves. Anyway, she's staying in this beautiful place, and I'm going to go spend some time with her there at that place and go for a real nice dinner and just have a girls' night, you know. Maybe wander downtown and see what's going on. So I'm going to use Mossy Meadow Ink, and I realized the last time I stamped that it's possible I'm a little, no, that's Pear Pizzazz, where's Mossy Meadow? Hang tough, I gotta find my inker. Granny apple, green, I'm gonna find every color except that one, aren't I? Old olive, yep. There it is, of course. Do you know why everything you're looking for is always in the last place you look? Because when you find it, you stop looking. That's why. I'm going to give this a little re-ink, and that's all you need to do. Just a few lines down the middle. Get yourself a wet wipe or something, because you'll need it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. And then she managed to get the Thursday off, but she's still here for it. So Thursday we're going to go do some stuff. Okay, so get a wet wipe ready because you're going to need it. So once you've done that, once you've added your color, just take your bone folder like so and just kind of push it into the padding, okay? And do it nice and even. Otherwise, you're going to get globules. But I should get a better stamp from that now. And that's pretty easy to wipe off with your average wet wipe. Okay, so I'm going to set that bone folder aside. It's a little wet. I'll get out another one because I'm going to need one. All right, so there we have it. I'm re-inked and ready to stamp some leaves. Well, I have more than one. This is my bone folder. You can get these at Stampin' Up. They're the best thing ever. And it has so many different uses, but primarily it's like when you make a card and you're, or a box. Like, see when I made these little boxes, which I can't find right now because I'm looking for them. You know, the little treat boxes that I make. When I made those, you need to do a really good, when you fold something, you need to use your bone folder like this and do a really good, it's called burnishing, and give it a nice total flat fold. So if you don't have a bone folder, you should get yourself one, especially if you plan on doing anything like boxes and stuff. And by the way, Kim, anytime you want, you can let me know and we can do those boxes, because you said you got an envelope maker, right? And Karen, I think you have one too. So if either of you feel like it, we can do the boxes. I'm afraid I can't do it in demo style, but we could certainly get together. If I can't do it in demo style because the envelope maker is no longer current, so I can't use non-current items. All right, so let's see if I can get a good stamp here. I couldn't earlier, so this should be better. Much better. Much better. Much more betterer. Yeah, popsicle sticks do it too, and also I have tools in my sewing room for that purpose. They're called Hera tool or something like that. But I have one of those, which is pretty much the same sort of an idea. So that's what I started out with. I'm going to do a couple of extras just because I like a couple more than the others. So, all right, so let's put that away before we put our hands in it. And let's clean this up before. Just going to give this a little clean. I'll just spray a little cleaner on my Stampin' Scrub. And I love to keep my stamps nice and clean. You got your wash side and your dry side. And your clean mister, you can buy that at Stampin' Up as well. That's what I use, is this. Mine's a really old bottle, but Stampin' Mist Cleaner. You just spray that on that pad. So, okay, so let's cut some of these out. I'm going to use the big cutter because it's magnetic and it'll be easier for me, although I can only do them one at a time because they only give you one. They only give you one leaf. Do you know there's people out there with lots of money who buy like 4 and 5 sets of things so they can cut things all at one time? I think that's pretty neat. It ain't me, but I think it's pretty neat. know if I want more than 2 leaves, but there we go. That looks pretty good. I like that darker green because if you look at a tulip leaf, you will see that it is somewhat darker green. And they're also big leaves as well. So it's kind of fitting that the leaves are the size that they are on here because tulip leaves are large. Not that I have any tulips, I don't. Millionaires yet. Well, no question. I used to think when people won so much money, I would think to myself, oh my God, what are you going to do with that much money? Now that I'm older, I know exactly what I'd do. You just think you wouldn't know. Okay. I'm not going to need 4 leaves, so I'll set aside that for now. I won't use it. And then what I want to do, just so that they're in the same color range, there isn't a stamp for these stems. And so I'm going to take another dauber and let's just put this one back in its own little compartment before I take out another one. And I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow. So that's going to be this one right here. I want to keep with this program even though it won't fit in the box, but that way I know what things are. There comes a point where all your daubers look like they're just all dark and you don't know what's what. So I'm going to take the Mossy Meadow and I'm going to color my stems a little, okay? Just take my dauber and just give it a little bit of life, okay? It just changes the color of them slightly, and if you're good at it, it will give it a little bit of a mottled look, so it's like give it a little pounce like this when you're doing it. Oh, I bent one. Oh no. And then it won't be just color put on, it will give it a little bit of motion. Okay, so there we have those, all right? And now you know why I got my messy sheet out, because I'm making a mess. Okay, let's do the other thing we need to do now. What the heck, since we're going. Now I want to show you these, and then we'll put everything together. You know, I like to get everything ready and then assemble. So I want to show you these. These are amazing. This is a must-have, if you ask me. This is a must-have. Charming sentiment. So there's so many. Thank you. Everything will be okay. Beyond grateful. Woohoo! Hey there. Super fantastic mega news. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. I think we'll use that one today. So tiny, so precious. Congratulations. Wishing you everything wonderful. Because you totally deserve it. What's new? Good luck and faith over fear. But what's cool about these? I mean, the sentiments are lovely. But check these out. These are the dies, okay? So for each one of these beautiful, and they're in this case where all the pieces go onto the back of the case. I love that. Big, big fan of that. Okay? So, but look at these dies. Yes, maybe a variegated, I don't know. Look at these dies. Each one of these sentiments has a tight-fitting die that goes around it, so that you have the beauty of fussy cutting your sentiments out without the work. And then there's all kinds of other fun things which I haven't sorted out yet, but I will. There's just this one here that just puts little holes along the top of a piece of paper, kind of like notebook paper that you pulled out of the notebook. Do you know what I mean by that? You know, when you pull it out. Candles, explosions, stars, all kinds of fun things, and I'll explore those at another time. But right now, I'm going to use this here, and I'm going to use wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So let's make ourselves one of those, and for the moment I'll just tuck these in here so that I know where they are. So let's use, this is my favorite color for stamping things on floral designs. Okay, this is Evening Evergreen. Now it is an in color and it is going to go away, which makes me very sad. But in the meantime, it is my favorite kind of, for anything to do with, well, for anything really, but it's my go-to for plants because it's still green, even though it stamps clear and crisp like a black or like a navy blue. It's still green though. So let's just line that up. Drop it down. I like to just leave it there for a second, give it a second for the paper to absorb the ink. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So let's give this a wipe off right away. A little spritz of cleaner. Give it a wash, give it a dry. There we go. That spray cleaner, by the way, is also, it's not only a cleaner, but it also conditions your stamps and keeps them nice and supple. I don't know about you, but I have a couple of the rubber stamp version, the cling stamp version. I have a couple of those. They're a little on the crunchy side. I've had them for a very long time. They're not Stampin' Up, so that could have something to do with it. But I've had them for a very long time, and when you use that Stampin' Wash and the mister, you really get a nice clean. So let's put this on here, and we're going to have to use the magnetic again, because we do not want this to move. I just love this whole idea of being able to do this, because I am a fan of the fussy cut sentiments, but I'm not that good at cutting them. I'm just not. Okay, there she is, ready to go on my board. I'm just going to pop that in. And each one of those sentiments has one of these, and wait until you see this. I couldn't, in my wildest dreams, trim this as tight as this cut is. It's just gorgeous. Check this out. Whoops. Can you see that? It is such a nice tight trim around those words. I absolutely love it. That might be my favorite thing that I've bought in this whole bunch of stuff. And I haven't even explored the different things that you can do with it yet, but I'll get there. Okay, so all our components are done now. So let's start assembling our card. So we're going to take our flowers. I'm going to do the flowers first. I prefer to do that and fit the stems in later. And I'm going to put my flowers up fairly high, just because tulips should be long and long stemmed, you know, kind of like really good red roses. So let's just pop a dimensional on the back. I am using black ones. There's no rhyme or reason to that. I'm just using them because they're there. Okay, I'm going to put that one right up about there. And another one. Here. And then this one, because these two are both dimensionalized, I'm going to double dimensionalize this one, because I think it will give it some extra. So one dimensional, pop the cover off of it, and pop on another one. That's a double dimensional. And that way it's not going to interfere with the two I've done already. There. See that? Isn't that pretty? So these, we're just going to take these and we're going to use glue. Now, if you could easily do these on that stickum, you know, the stickum, the adhesive sheets. You could easily do these on the adhesive sheets. I did not, but there's no reason that you can't. Just give it a fine little bit of glue. And let's just pop that under there where it would naturally be coming out of the flower. And another one. They're persnickety little things to hang on to. They're so thin. And that'll be the one up at the top there. And this one I want to go in this direction, so be aware of how you're going to have that go. Okay, find that little flower, and there it is. Okay, see that? That pretty? Okay, now our leaves, we're going to get some mini dimensionals because we're going to want to pop those up as well. I don't know how many leaves I'm going to use, so I'm just going to start by one at a time. I don't know that I need all 3 of those leaves, but we'll see. I know, those are the best things ever, Karen. I love those sentiment dies. I can't even. I mean, are you kidding me? They're like, does it get any better than that? One there. And tulip leaves are very slimline. They're very close to the they're very close to the vine. They're not, they don't go out. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words, but they don't taking this one off. I'm not happy. And I don't know if I need a 3rd one. I'm thinking that maybe I don't. Let's see what our sentiment looks like. Have I lost my sentiment? I probably have. Okay. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's my sentiment. Maybe they need to come out a little bit. Although that's not really how they are, but we'll do that. We'll let them come out just a little bit here. Okay, so I got my little guy here. I think what I'm going to have to do, because these are on dimensionals, so I'm going to put a dimensional on either end, just a tiny one, and I might have to cut one. I might have to make one. Oh, it would help if I cut them and didn't let them fly across the room. And that's like the tiniest little one there. Okay. Another tiny little one there. I just cut those from the leftovers. Now, I need to check my catalog for something because I have an idea, but I don't know if I can do it. So hang on. Hang in there for 1 second. I'm looking for ribbons. 146, 144, 146. Yes, it's still current. Groovy. That makes me very happy. Because I think I'd like to do this, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that would be a bit much. What else do I have? I also have, well, I'm missing the one I really want to use. Of course I am. I have another one of these of the appropriate color. I don't know if that will work. Let's see what this looks like anyway. I always seem to muck up my bows so that the bow, that one's a little better, so that the bow portion doesn't have a nice loop in it. And let's look at that. I don't know. What I really want is well, there's this one, but I don't think that's the right color either. Let's try this one, this black and white one, because I really like it. Let's try it. It's one of my favorite ribbons, and it is still current, so I'm able to use it. Let's just see what a small bow, just a small one, right? Let's see. Okay, let me just play with this a little. Oh, I can't get it to tighten. There we go. There we go. A little bit better. You know what? I kind of like it. It works really good, but this is a really small one, so it doesn't work as well on the teeny bows. And also that would require me figuring out where it is. Yeah. Okay, not going to happen right at the moment. Right at the moment. So let's just give this a little, let's give it a bit of a long tail just for the moment. What do you think? I'm trying to decide if I think it works or not. I guess because it's black. So I can't decide. I kind of like it myself, Kim. Yeah, I think so. So where's my snot dots? Okay. But I am going to trim it off. Those are too long. Let's get, I think we'll do 2 of these. Cute. Okay, what do we think? Now, I don't know that it needs anything else, just because we've got a lot going on up here. This is very three-dimensional. We've got our little bow. We've got our sentiment here. And I don't know, do we still need some bling or what? I do like the black. Yeah, I love this ribbon. I'm so glad that I'm so glad. Now that I know it's current. Did you hear that sound? That's every one of my dies. Just fell off the desk in the most awkward place to find them, because that just totally makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, So I will go in and I'll put a little, I'll put a page in here. I'll probably use my deckled dies and I'll put a page in there. I also have other dies I can use for that purpose. I've got some other new ones called Stylish Shapes dies. There might be something in there I could put inside. No, I don't think so. Stylish Shapes dies are pretty cool, but I don't like square things. I want something rectangular. So I'll probably just go with the deckled and put myself a little thing in there. So hopefully you've enjoyed that card. I certainly have. I really am pleased with it. I love that bow. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Could have tied it in a little better if I'd done my sentiment in black, but that's okay. I'm not concerned about that. I like my sentiment the way it is. And as you can see, I'm kind of, you know, flying by the seat of my pants. I didn't know I was going to put a black bow on it, so how could I know I should put black sentiment? But that's okay. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to head off and see what's cooking. And I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I really want to do this really interesting fun fold with you. That has it's a really interesting slimline card as a fun fold, but I'm also going to show you how to make your own envelope for the slimline card. So worth turning into tomorrow. If you happen to be around, I will be on it. Oh wait, tomorrow's Tuesday. I will be on at 7 o'clock. Hi Dorothy, did I miss you coming in or did you just come in now? Dorothy, this is going to be, I'm not posting this card on my Facebook page tonight. The video will be posted, but I'm not posting the card because this is my card for the West Coast Creators Insta Hop, which starts tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So it's not like you have to be there at 7 a.m. I need to post it by 7 a.m., but you don't have to be there. So if you go to my Instagram page, which is Stampin' with Casey, too bad, but you can catch the replay. But I'm happy to see you, Dorothy. So if you go to Instagram and go to Stampin' with Casey, you'll see my card up there, and you'll also see where my card is listed. Click on my card, and you'll then get all kinds of links to the other members of my team, which will also have Instagram cards up there for the Insta Hop. So check that out tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day. And I will see you tomorrow at 7 for a fun fold with a matching envelope. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.